What's going on, Hillman family? Episode 12. Nick, how you been? What's going on?
What up, what up, what up? I'm excited. Episode 12, we're like halfway through the season. I think there's like 19, 20 episodes in the season. I'm not sure, but I know we're over halfway through the season, so it feels good. I do want to apologize for getting this episode out late. Something big was happening on Sunday, and not just Mother's Day. I
Right.
graduated.
Congrats, Dr.
My
Nikki.
apologies. Yes,
Congrats.
yes, yes. Dr. Nikki Nick now.
Right. It's official. I felt like we mentioned it in another episode, but it wasn't like you didn't walk across the stage yet. But now you're across
Right
the stage, you're
across
good.
the stage.
Pressure is calming down. Now you can just live in your glory. You right?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
So
How are you? How you feeling?
um, I'm good. It's I'm learning that it is good to be busy, right? And when you're not busy, you have to make use of your time. I had a housewarming,
Oh
right?
yeah.
The housewarming, it went really well, but I was like done for the next day. I slept the whole next day, but I realized that like I'm never doing that again. Like I was like, I gotta make myself productive. Like I gotta get up, make sure some things happen, whatever. I just said I needed a day between work, between teaching, between DJing, between the gym. Can I tell you, the gym has been a game changer as far as my energy, as far as we just kind of rocking out. You know what I mean? So it's been good. I'm
Good
blessed.
stuff.
At least I can say that for sure. So
I'm happy for you.
count your blessings, live in the positivity, right?
Being present. I started working out today too. I'm trying to do 3 days well, yesterday. Today's Wednesday, yesterday. Trying to do 3 days a week. I'm eating right, trying to get back to my meal prep. Can't be eating out all the time with my family just because I'm close.
That's real.
Trying to get my sexy, maintain my sexy, I'm gonna say. Trying to keep it good and healthy.
Yeah. I realize it takes a blink to be thrown off. That gym thing is more mental than physical, right?
hmm
And I got my personal trainer because I couldn't get past the mental portion. Like I'm just not there anymore. So I need somebody to be able to hold me accountable. And you know, um, going on with this episode, which is a great episode, accountability is important, right? I didn't
Absolutely.
I didn't plan that at all. I just it just happened to come out that way. Accountability is important, right? And Swaggy got me. She got me. She keeps me right as far as the workout is concerned. Like she's a beast, and she's expanding as much as she possibly can. And I definitely appreciate her attentiveness and making sure that I'm putting forth the 1,000%.
Right. So this episode is finals week in the Hillman dorm and on Hillman's campus, and everybody's grinding out. Honestly, it didn't show the men grinding out. It showed the women grinding out,
It
right?
did.
In the
But
library.
what I did realize is no matter how much they joke and they talk trash about Dwayne Wayne, he's a scholar,
Yes.
right? He's the tutor. He don't be worried about. He already. I'm not sure. Is Denise and Dwayne Wayne the same? This
Yeah.
same classification,
I think
and
they
it's crazy.
are.
He kind of talked about one of the teachers as if he took her already.
Well, when he came to the dorm the first day, I thought everybody was sophomores. And I don't think they were talking like he took them. Because they were all talking about different professors. They got like, what's
No,
that, rate my professor?
Denise was taking what's his? It was like
Somebody see.
yeah, something with the C, right?
Yeah.
He said, "Yo, you better be on it because they don't play. You gonna earn that C. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the table said it too, though, about another professor. I don't think he had to take it. It's just a rumor on campus about who that professor is. Know what I mean?
Possibly. I know he wasn't worried. He wasn't studying. He wasn't great. It showed as if, which is like I don't know. It was a terrible conception of that. The women were like getting to it, and the men were just out on the thirsty,
I'm not
right?
gonna say terrible because the men came to the counseling center. No women showed up at the counseling center. It was only guys.
It showed, it showed that the women were studying, the men were stressed out. Like, how does that work? Like, they were like about to quit school. You know what I'm saying? And then the
hmm
cool ones was the cool ones. But it was only one person, one guy out of the whole show studying, and he
a
wasn't
grad
really
student.
studying. He was upside down reading a book.
He was studying psychology.
He was chilling, like he was like, "Hey, bring it down a notch,"
A
like he was
thousand, bring it down 1,000.
like But I can say like it was. It seemed like the women were more stressed than the men.
Okay.
Like like they kind of was like over like I don't want to say over analyzing because Denise didn't at all. She kind of was. She was. I don't know. I don't know how much time she felt like she had, but I
More.
I've been there. I
Okay, but this was important because I think they touched on mental health just a little bit in the counseling center, you know what I'm saying? And I think that kids today, especially just getting out of finals, just, having our kids in their finals, it can be super stressful. I didn't want to cuss my mom, but it could be super, super stressful, right? And it's important to find that balance and to have that support system. All those girls were studying together.
but, but during the counseling session, that you can tell when they were coming to the center, a lot of it was like family pressure. It was like mom and dad
Mhm.
pressure. Like it was like, man, my dad would kill me if I quit. Like it was like so much pressure in trying to
That's a
be
good
great
point.
for parents, right? But it shows that things haven't really changed, right?
Mm.
I think a lot of pressure are put on the kids these days. A lot of pressure was put on a lot of our classmates, right? Um, my parents weren't really like that. My parents kind of put the ball in my court. They was like, look, those your grades. That's your future. That's on you. You either gonna be great or you're not. Figure out your path. And I
Are
don't
you
think
like
I
that with your child?
yeah, she's a freshman, and I tell her that all the time. Like, look, I already graduated. Them grades is yours. I can tell you one thing: Dad not paying for college. I ain't got it. You know what I mean? I was like, I ain't balling like that. So, an academic or music scholarship is your path to greatness.
I tell my kids I'm not gonna pay for college, but I'll pay for other things. I'm not paying for tuition. But you know what I'm saying? Let my money go to something that you want. I buy that fridge and your dorm. I'll even pay for your dorm. I'm not paying for your tuition. And then I'm only paying if you maintain the grades you're supposed to have. So my
Yeah,
child knows that she's gotta maintain her scholarship, she's gotta maintain her Pell Grant, whatever she got coming on. She knows I ain't paying for no tuition.
yeah, I ain't got
But I'll
that.
help her, I'll support her in college.
I will supply the things you need to put in that building, but you got to pay for that building too. Again, academic scholarships, band scholarships, like use your talents, use your God given talents.
So
I
you're not
don't.
gonna pay, you won't pay anything? Like you won't pay tuition or dorm or food?
My parents didn't pay tuition or dorm, but I also used the talents God gave me. I was a musician. I didn't have to pay. I paid out of pocket a semester. That's it. I took out a loan for one semester. But outside
That's
of that,
good.
I had a full ride based on music. You know what I'm saying? And she has those same talents, if not more. It's just a matter
Okay.
of her getting it. And she's a straight A student. Keep them grades up, girl. You know what I mean? Do what you do. But
I feel you.
I'm gonna tell you the way my pockets is screaming scholarship, 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 right?
So
And
how'd you survive? Like academically, what were your tips and like how'd you focus academically? Because you had a lot going on too. You being in the band, y'all travel a lot. You talk about how you didn't leave the dorm and you didn't go to parties. How'd you maintain your study habits being all the responsibilities you had
yeah, I'm gonna
as
keep
an
it.
athlete and a
I left
musician?
the dorm. I left the dorm when we had time, right? We didn't have a lot of time, but there was like a few spring we had more time than the fall. But study groups. I was a music major, so a lot of my peers were in the band, and the ones that weren't in the band, they were vocal majors, and we were all friends. We're still friends now,
What's a
and you
vocal major?
like someone who sings,
I
like
mean,
you.
I wasn't being funny. Like, I'm just like, what type of classes do you make an A because you sing well? Or you
No,
can
no.
not
So
like,
this is what I try to tell people all the time when it comes to singing, when it comes to playing an instrument, things to that extent. Yeah, that's cute and all that you can sing in your church and they clapping for you. But can you read music? Right? We gotta say
okay.
we all take theory together. We all take music comp together. We all take music history together. That stuff is not taught in the church and in your shower and your
Mm-hmm.
friend's choir, right? So
Got it.
like I came in as a person who could read music, I could write music, I can do some of those things, but the theory got so deep that
Mm-hmm.
I had to really focus in on my applied lessons. And then the vocal majors they take applied too. but they're learning more than just the song. They're learning how to be able to master their talents to teach others, right? So when you see that choir director in a high school and things like that, when they're great, they're great, but they didn't wake up and now I know how to teach people how to, become a bass singer or become a treble singer or alto. They had to really like focus in, and there were times like we just got fed up. We was like, look, let's group this thing. We used to meet in my room, and I would have like this little mini piano. We would go over the theory.
That's
We
cool.
were struggling, and we kind of just got to it. Before that, I kind of just I try not to stress, right? And I wasn't a big studier. I'm not gonna lie. I mess around and open a book and fall asleep right in that book. I was like one of those people, but I made sure that I was super focused in class. Like I was the person that when the teacher talking about it, I'm asking questions. I'm the person that's like making sure it's written down. I was paying attention in my applied lessons, and the same with my general subject courses. I kind of just focused in on the teacher right there live, and it made the studying a little bit easier in less than. I didn't have to like go hard in the paint when it came to sitting for hours and hours and hours. You know what I
I'd
mean?
also recommend kids use the resources on campus. I'm always finding that students aren't aware of what opportunities they have on campus. And the show they talked about the counseling center, but we had all types of study groups at UGA. There's whole little areas that you get tutoring for free and things like that. So I think that really, really helps. I also think that they mentioned about the myth of multitasking. I think you got to be super disciplined to get through any degree you're trying to go for. Anything you really, really want, you got to be super disciplined. Just like you being really disciplined with your workouts and your eating and things like that, you got to do the same thing if it's, you want something big going for a degree.
To be honest, what I notice is it's easier to multitask and prioritize the more you have to do, right? When you got one or two things and you got gaps in between and you got like free time, it's more of, oh, I got time. Oh, I'm gonna make it. I got time. You know what I mean? But when you know, like, look, I wake up in the morning, I got class, then I got my apply lessons. Then I after the apply lessons, I gotta go back on regular campus. I gotta find time to eat in between my literature class before my fundamentals of speech. Then on top of that, band practice 5:45. So I gotta make sure I get all of that out of the way. I ate. And it's like I still gotta go to band practice. We there until almost midnight. So and then after that, I gotta make sure all my work is done, and I'm getting to bed about like I want to say 1 a.m. and don't and back then, if you was pledging, oh, it's a wrap. You got to make sure all your
Okay,
work.
but that's discipline though, getting all that in. Because
Yeah.
right now, if you got that one or two thing, you be like, oh, you know what? I'm really tired. Or I really want to take a nap. Or I want, like at our commencement speech, they said the chaplain was on point, and she said things like, "This is for the kids who got up and went to class when they didn't want to. The ones who went to class knowing they were gonna fail. The ones that retook those classes. And da 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 da. All these different things. It's more than just, oh, I'm in college now. Deuces, I figure it out. Like you really have to have some type of routine to get all the way through, don't you think?
I think
Something.
I think more kids fail now and have more resources than they did when Different World came out, when
100.
we were in school. It's like the more we give them, the harder it is for them. Like I noticed, like when I go to Clark, right, and I look, they got ice cream shops, they got all kinds of things that
Distractions.
like it's distractions that veer them away from socializing, right? Like these kids these days have so much social media and electronics that they don't know how to really socialize, you
Mhm.
know? And with that, when you socialize, that allows you to find different stuff. Hey man, I'm struggling in this class. Oh no, I killed that class. Yo, can you help me? Like I don't know how I passed Spanish. It was like legit just socializing with people. I knew someone who took that same teacher and kind of broke down some of the habits, things to that extent. Like they was allowing me to see some of the work that they've already done, so I can kind of do a small comparison of the notes that I'm already taking. Like, but if I wasn't a person who talked about it, if I mentioned it on my IG, you know what I mean, people would like it, but they ain't nobody sliding in the DM telling me like this is what you need to do because I took her. I
Right.
think we were just more social as
I think we
a
were forced to be
right.
social. Right.
We didn't have those
Okay.
We didn't even have a. Did we have a fit? We didn't even have a fitness center when I was at Clark. Now
No,
they got.
yeah, I had a gym. We had a gym at UGA.
See, that's the PWI. Right? Clark
When I
Atlanta.
was at Clark during my master's, we had to go to Morehouse campus to use their gym.
But shout out to Marcus Kendrick with the fitness center. Like he doing his thing over there because I've worked out in there a couple times and they be
Oh, there's
having
a gym now?
there's a gym in the student center where they be having spin classes. They be having a guy that comes to teach boxing.
Can
I,
alumni come?
I was in there. There was like there was a trainer that she was in there like really legit had the music bumping with the little step and
Oh,
was
I
like
love that. Aerobics.
like I remember when they first put it together, and like I said, like Marcus Kendrick put some serious work into making that like a thing, right?
Yeah, he's
I
dope.
remember when they had nothing in there, and I was going in there like, man, how you gonna make this work? Now, like it looks, they got stairmasters in there, treadmills, all that good stuff. So,
Oh, I
and
love that.
I think when we were in school, it was like a random like Pac-Man machine in that room, and a
I like
like a
Pac-Man.
mess table. And it was like, where are we supposed to work out at? Like, what's
I
happening?
don't even know that room existed until you just now said it.
It's the back room of the first floor of the student center, and like that left hand corner.
On the first floor. Isn't it food down there?
No, not the base, not downstairs, but you know like
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I wonder what you're talking about. Yeah, there
yeah,
was a pool table in there.
yeah. There's a pool. Now it's not there anymore. You gotta
So
go
it's a
get
gym now.
very
That's what's
cool.
up. I like it. I like it.
Um,
Okay, so beauty standards. Remember on the episode, like I think it was had to be the beginning of the week. They
nah,
all
no,
had their.
there's no beauty standards during finals.
I accept that. That ends that whole segment. No beauty
No,
standards.
no, no, no. There's no like I want to say that because when finals, like midterms and finals, when they hit because people are pajama heavy, right? Like in the library, like they just like, look, I ain't got time to be worried about what I look like.
I need to study
I
and get
need
this paper done.
like especially the biggest culprits are the people that was slacking all year. They like I'm talking about you be lucky they brush their teeth coming out. You be like, ugh, what's happening? But they
Okay,
don't
but when you get the upperclassmen, when I was an upperclassman, we only had two, three grades. I had a lot of math classes, only had midterms and finals, and maybe one homework in between. So them grades really mattered. I was never a bonnet chick, but I get it. Nowadays,
oh
you just,
don't have a teacher where the final is the grade. That used
that's
to
what I'm
be
saying. You
yeah.
have no idea how you're doing until the very end of the class. I hate that.
It used to be on some like homework was practice. This
Mhm.
is your grade. If you don't pass
I
this,
had a professor, I took real analysis one and real analysis two. If you got a 40 in that class, that was passing. I kid you not. You have two homework assignments and a final, and that's it. If you pass any two of those assignments, you pass the class.
my psychology class was similar to that. Like all she did was lecture every day, right? I
Did you
think
take notes?
I used to take notes, but it was like it was so boring
Mm.
that like, and she wasn't engaging. I'm a person that engaged with the teacher. She literally did not teach the class. She'd pop up this projection and she'd be talking and clicking through the slides, and I'm like, she's moving so fast.
Psychology?
It was it was no, it was not psychology. I had who did I have for psychology? I had Phil Davis for psychology. This was dang, what class was this? It was something dealing in like science. It was
Okay, science class. Whew.
yeah, it was one of them science classes I had, and it was just so difficult. Me, two of my friends, we took it too. Like, me and Brandon took the class. He stopped showing up. Like he was just like, this ain't it. Me and Bernice, like we still cool to this day. We took it, but we got like a D, and then we were gonna take it over. And when we realized that you could get a D if it's not
And
your major course, I I said that's gonna be the one D on my transcripts because I am not taking that over. This
so
teacher,
this teacher that I'm talking about, he don't let you take notes in class. He would literally pick up your notes at the end of class. He wanted to have a math conversation with you. He recorded all the lectures. You could not take notes. So we'd go to class, sit there for 2 hours, then we'd wait outside his office while he printed off CDs for us to go watch the lecture at home and take notes there.
I'm not going. I could dig a recording. I'm not taking the notes, but if you're gonna give me a recording, but what if you have no DVD player?
go to the library, and that's what people did. And it wasn't DVD, you put it in your laptop. You go to the library. My first assignment in his class, I made a one. I made a one. When I tell you it was the hardest math class I ever took, I learned so much. He was
You
amazing.
mean like one out of what?
100.
A one. Who did you just spell your name right? How does that work? How
So
hard are you? I think they should look at the teacher. If I
I'm
saw
telling you, if you make a 40 in that class, that's an A.
I if I was the head chair and I'm like, hey,
I think
why
his name was Newton.
why is 40 the standard for your class? Like I would like legit like, hey, what we doing right now?
I I worked hard to
You gotta
pass
be
this
all
class.
right.
People
I'm
didn't
trying.
graduate on his class. People did not graduate. I know two people for sure. That's the only class they need to graduate. They never graduated.
But now look, this is how I look at it, right? Even in the episode, Denise, like, she was lost in the sauce. When she realized that she was like not even close, she had a bunch of notes
Hmm.
with nothing written, right? I couldn't be that person. And I can't tell you, I couldn't stand writing papers. Even to this day, I'm better now, but when I tell you, like, when I gotta do stuff for work, perfectly fine, not an issue. But we didn't have any what is that, chat GBT these days, right?
Did they even have, they didn't have laptops back then. They had to type that stuff up.
It's like with a square computer, like you know
No,
what I mean?
no, they
Like
had to type it up on a typewriter probably.
I could probably see that.
In the 80s, I had a typewriter back then.
I think in the I think in the late 80s, my mom had a computer with floppy disks. And she got it
A
from work.
desktop, you mean, not a laptop.
No. There was no laptops back then.
Right.
It was the
No.
desktop. You went to the library and you had to find a book, and it was just it was like the Matrix. It was like that green little that came across, and then you look and like, okay, all right, that's what it is. Like my mom had a floppy disk. We played like bricks, stuff like that on the thing. Then we moved to the hard disks, and we
People
just
out there, floppy disk. Look that up. I'm sure
right.
people don't know what that is. We should post that.
They're
We should
gonna
post a floppy
they're
disk.
gonna find a floppy disk. They're gonna use it for boots on the ground. It's gonna be like that floppy disk was
That's,
humongous.
yeah.
But she made it through, right? The most successful people are the Denises. Those are like
Why?
because they can meet the deadlines. Some people fold under pressure.
She
There was
didn't make the
kids.
deadline.
Yes, she did.
No, she
Yes.
didn't. She asked him for an extension because she missed her deadline.
Oh, she right. She did. Okay.
She
No,
didn't
no.
make the deadline.
Take that back. I take that back.
I think the Waynes of the world are going to be great because he's so confident. His feelings don't get hurt very often. He's super smart. He's kind. He's humble.
The smart ones are the ones that crash out something fierce. Like I had this kid,
Agreed.
a student in high school. He went to college and got like his first C and crashed out. Like I'm talking about like depressed. He didn't know what that felt like. Like what was I watching? I was watching, and don't judge me. You know what I mean? I'm a
I
big
would
kid.
never.
I was watching Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron mixed together, right? And no, listen, there's a point to this.
They had a crash. They had a mesh. Okay, go ahead. They had a crossover episode.
When Timmy Turner went into Jimmy Neutron's world, and
Got
uh,
it.
Jimmy Neutron went into Timmy Turner's world, and when Jimmy Neutron being this like super genius, he got a F. He was like, here, hold this F. He like grabbed it and said, oh, it burns. Those are the super straight A students that they get a C and crash out, right?
When were you watching this? And who was with you?
You know what's crazy is I was watching this. Uh, what's today? Today is okay. I was watching this yesterday at work.
At
On,
work.
on my break, I'm eating mangoes, trying to stay healthy.
Ooh, mangoes. I
I'm
like
like,
it.
I need to watch something, and I put on my laptop. You know what I mean?
On what platform?
It's on Netflix.
Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents. Got
Yeah,
it.
they have a they. It's one of the episodes on the Fairly Odd Parents. You know what I'm
Out of
saying?
all the things on Netflix, that's what you picked. I feel you. No
I
judgment.
love. I can be honest. I cannot. I can't really when I'm eating and stuff like that, I'm not popping on like a real serious action movie. Like give me something comical, give me something I can laugh to, something I can rock with, and
So which
chances are
show were you watching that had the crossover?
I was watching Fairly Odd Parents,
Okay.
and
That's a popular show, you know.
they had like this random crossover. They actually have like they actually have something. We'll talk about that later. Let's not get into that because we I can go deep. I can go deep with the Fairly Odd Parents because now they got one as the black girl. Shout out to the girl
It
being
still
black.
plays?
Huh?
It still plays?
Yeah, it's a new season where it's not the
I didn't
white boy.
know that show was still playing.
Yeah, it's not a white boy no more. So it's a black girl. Shout out. You know what I mean? We making progressions in life.
She's the main character?
She's Timmy Turner. It's a black girl. She has
Wow.
shows,
Okay. You know,
right?
I cheer for everything black. I might check it out on Netflix,
Right.
apparently.
Pretty pretty dope. But to say
Okay.
that I that like the Dwayne Waynes have a good balance. He cool, but he also does his work. Those, like you said, those are the successful people. It's the like strict books. I need the information. Like I'm a perfectionist. Those are crash outs. Like, cause you gonna catch that teacher that give you that one over with. Won't know how to handle it.
Okay, do you feel like you're a people pleaser?
No, not me personally. I feel like I love people. I
Hmm.
love to socialize, but there are moments where I love my solitude and peace and don't want to be bothered by people. But I also
Yeah, but
feel,
you're grown. I mean, like you've never been a people pleaser. What's Whitley's friend's name?
oh, you're talking about the little nerdy girl with the glasses.
Is it
She was taking her notes. I don't never knew
yeah.
her. She
Well, she
was
was
she like
taking her notes. Ron was typing up a paper for Dwayne. Denise was helping everybody in the counseling center. I can't think that those people wanted to be doing those extra things, especially during finals weeks, right? They were trying to be supportive of their peers, but they were just doing a little bit too much people pleasing. And I personally have that issue. Sometimes I have a very hard time saying no. I'm working on it. You've never been through that?
I I think it depends on the situation. I'm such a no person. Like
Forever though, you've always been that way?
always like been a person that's like nah, uh-uh. And people used to laugh at me, but my dad is a no person. Like it's so funny. Like my dad, I used to say, I was like, Dad, can I owe $5? And he didn't say it in a mean way. He'll be on the phone. I'll be at college, and like, Dad, I need to hold some money. He'll be like, No, right? And then my mom had to come behind him and throw me some bread,
You've shared that
And I
before.
think I adapt that. I just
Okay,
think
so
that's
how do you help a friend without enabling them?
I think it depends on the friend. I think nowadays it depends on the friend. Back then, I would have your back, but I would expect the same in return. Right? Like I'm not writing nobody's paper. I'll be honest. It was a struggle for me to write my own papers. So I've never been the here, I got it. I'm gonna hook you up.
I don't think he would have let trust Ron to write his paper. I think he just had him typing it up for him.
Right. So I'm no, I'm not doing that either. Like I'm not you don't give me your paper written
He
and I'm
probably tutored him. It was probably like a barter system.
what type of hazing is that? I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like I don't care if I
The
was on
barter system, you give and take.
yeah, no, that's not that. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So as a black woman, I do feel like sometimes we carry a lot of people's problems that we shouldn't have to. Do you think that's a thing?
I think I think that's a thing. But women are typically more emotional than men.
Okay.
You didn't like that. You see that? That was your emotions kicking in. You peeped that? How you didn't like that? That was perfect. Help me. Did y'all peep that in real time? Like the emotions just she was like, I ain't like that.
I was processing your words because I believe words matter. And you said most women are emotional, and I was just processing if I agreed with that or not. I do think that we're emotional. I personally am emotional, but I also think a lot of that comes to we're overthinkers. And I don't always think that we're overthinking based on our emotions. I think sometimes we're overthinking because of that whole burden of making sure everybody else is good. You know, it goes back to that cold porridge and the three little bears. We're taking care of everybody else and we'll take care of ourselves. I don't always think it's emotions. That's all. I was just thinking about the words you said.
Mm, okay, that was cute. I believe that women typically are a tad bit more emotional than men. Now, you have some men out there that have tapped into their emotions,
I
yeah,
don't
but it's
disagree.
if we had to look at like the majority of the women are going to be more emotional than the majority of the men. Like that's just kind
I
of
agree that majority, I agree that women are more emotional than men. I also think there's more women out there in the world than men. So they're bound to find more emotional women than men, but I do think there are logical women as well. That's it.
no, 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 I agree. I believe
Okay.
you have the rare few that they have gone through whatever they've gone through to kind of numb out their emotions, but naturally in a natural state women are going to be more emotional, and I think in situations of pressure, right, they women, because they're more emotional, they kind of type tap in and focus in, right, and I think with men we don't have to necessarily all the time kind of tap in. Like we kind of just we already there, right?
Yeah.
But in most instances, women are smarter than men, and women these days in 2025, they're the successors, right? You still have successful men, right? I have a few gentlemen that I know that are highly successful. They focus in, they're meant for success. But like even in my regular 9 to 5 job, a majority of the leaders are women. You know, y'all are just the like it's 2025. Like y'all the go getters these days, and men are as well. But I think it just depends on the field.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay, so let's get to the homework. What's our homework this week?
So okay, diving into the Hillman homework. Have you ever taken on more than you can handle to avoid something else? All right, similar to Denise and her situation,
Mhm.
or try to help someone and realize that you were just in over your head. Tell us about a time you had to set just boundaries for yourself or others. Um, I can tell you most of my times that I have done it has been money based.
Mhm.
Like I've had people who they ask me for bread and I'd be like, "Oh, I got you, no problem. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get you back when I get paid." And then you don't hear from them for like months. And I can't stand chasing somebody for money that I let you hold, right? Like I didn't have you chase me down for me to give you the money, so I shouldn't have to chase you down to get it back. And
Right.
and then I had to learn to set certain boundaries of two instances. Always being broke, right? To them anyway. And
I'm never loan money if I can't afford to lose it. Not ever.
and sometimes you gotta love from a distance. Like sometimes I can't be available when I know I don't hear from you outside of anything else. And so
Yeah.
you need, you know what I mean? You
Okay.
have to be able to set those type of boundaries. So let us know, man. Let us know what it is. Where do you set your boundaries? Have you had things that were in over your head, even if it was college, if it was now, if it's work, whatever it may be? Let us know. Holla at us on our IG. You know, hashtag Hillman Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Hillman Homework. I'm sorry, and let us know what it is.
Let's do both.
I hear from you.
That's what's up. Um, okay, so let me give you my quotes of this episode. There was a couple things that caught my eye, but I wanted to stay on topic about the delaying. So at the beginning of the episode, Dwayne, being the good friend that he is to Denise, he tells her, if you put off till tomorrow what are you supposed to do right now, C minus Watson will have your behind. Now, obviously, we don't have a C minus Watson.
That's
But we do, you put out something for today that you could have gotten done. It's just going to add more and more and more to your plate. So I try my best to every morning I make a list of what my to-dos are, and I try to check off as many as I can. So I'm not rolling things off to the next day. So it just tells you to be focused, be mindful of your time, and take care of what you have to take care of before you're taking care of what you want to take care of.
Yo, I like that, right? Cause I can say I put off laundry all the time. Like the clothes be clean. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fold those. They be on the bed for at least like 2 weeks. It be all bad. I gotta do better. So my song, right? My song for this episode is 1991 super hit. Even these days when people hear it, it brings them back in the day. It is Christopher Williams' "I'm Dreaming." Right,
What is it?
I'm dreaming.
I'm dreaming.
Christopher Williams. Don't wake me. I'm dreaming.
Hmm.
Yeah, that song is dope. Check it out. It's definitely a groove, even these days, if you want to just take yourself back to what it was like to kind of be in the 90s. I chose that episode mainly because through everything they was going through, at the very end of the episode, all the girls stuck together. They kind of joked. They, talked about the ugliest person in the dorm or whatever and gave him like a crown, and Denise won. And it was like, look, man, don't give up on your dreams. Do what you got to do. Rock out. You know what I mean? And have fun at the end of the day. After all the work is said and done, you know, have fun with what you're doing.
See what you do.
Right.
I love it. Um, I think that's it. That's wrapping up this episode. I like that. This was a good episode. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed talking to you about it. It
Thought
was
it was
good. You have any final words?
Um, check it out, man. Check us out. Check out A Different World. It brings back a lot of memories and it shows you the differences between now when we were in school and then. You know.
Hmm.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
All right, Hillman family. Before we leave, please remember words have powers, so make yours count.
And remember like a good beat. Uh keep oh man. Remember just like a good beat. Keep the Dang, I can't remember the very end. Jesus
I
Christ.
have it on the screen.
No, it says remember just like a good beat, balance keeps the rhythm right. That's not
Oh, it
it.
must be on the wrong one.
Yeah, that's not right.
I updated it because it was wrong. You know we
Yeah,
don't edit, so
it is what it is. Like a good beat, keep the music going.
like a good beat, keep the vibes going and let the music play.
Yeah. Look, good job. Good job.